And welcome into SportsSource.tv. Appreciate you joining us for this, our overtime segment. As always, each week it's brought to you by Jinx Logos. You see the number right there, 865-755-7767. Almost flipped it there. 755-7767. Easy for me to say. Easy to help your business when you call them. They do a tremendous job. Jimmy Andrews is the guy to give a holler to. He helps. He's like a brand partner that works with you. It's almost like you've hired another employee for your company. The attention and care he gives to his clients is second to none. Well, maybe it's second to me, but second to none in terms of his field. Jimmy Andrews does a great job. Find out for yourself what I did, and the guy is just a one-man marketing machine to help you with T-shirts, caps, anything you need with your logo on it. Jinx Logos can do it. All right. Guy Steve Spurrier has jabbed at Tennessee coaches for decades now. With the exception of Lane Kiffin, no Vol coaches have ever fired back at him. And Spurrier wound up embarrassing Kiffin on an elevator at the SEC meetings that year after Kiffin had fired a couple shots, and Spurrier yipped at him as they got onto an elevator, and Kiffin turned red as the doors were closing. Nobody really says anything back to Spurrier. Well, this week, as he said a couple of months ago, too, he had some gigs for Tennessee and Arkansas where he suggested Tennessee and Arkansas fans and their programs were doing backflips and somersaults and cartwheels, et cetera, over their 7 and 6 seasons. And as he did a couple of months ago in the TV room down there, he kind of left it that at South Carolina, we just managed to save our season. We're not really. The general mood was, while they're celebrating, we're focusing on the future. We're needing to improve from this. Now, Jimmy, he had a little different take in the print room. You thought he was walking it back a little bit?
He did. He gets in the print room and he said, now, Arkansas and Tennessee are celebrating that 7-6, but you know what? So were we. We almost let the season get away. We came back, won 3 out of 4, beat Miami in a bowl game, so we were celebrating just as much as they were. Then he goes to the radio room and somebody challenged him about, why are you digging at Tennessee and Arkansas? I wasn't digging at them.
Yeah.
You know, we were just as happy as they were. Well, that's not what he said the first time around. It's not what he said in the TV room. So I think when he started catching some flack, I think he started crawfishing.
Yeah. Well, some other coaches were asked about it. Butch Jones and Brett Bielema, since their schools are the ones that he'd made the crack about. Butch Jones simply said, well, I just want to set the record straight. There were no somersaults or backflips, but he made it clear we're happy with the progress that we're making as a program, which is a fair statement. It's certainly, you could say the same thing for South Carolina when they first went 7 and 6 and were improving under Steve Spurrier. That's the nonsense of his statement, because when they had no history and they won 7 games, they were dancing in the streets. Bielema, however, Jones took the high road, didn't fire a shot, very friendly, as he normally is. You don't hear him taking shots. Bielema, however, he's got a little dander that'll get up from time to time. He joked about it. He fired a little shot back. He said, well, I've been taught to respect my elders, which is a good gift, because I think Spurrier's 25 years older than Bielema. But here's my question: should Jones have fired something back at Spurrier? I think you're going to get this comment somewhere again before the season starts. Should he have popped off back at Spurrier? Or is it better just to take the high road the way he did?
The only thing I heard him say was, we were not doing cartwheels and celebrating after going 7 and 6. That's the only thing.
He also prefaced it by saying, "I think the world of Coach Spurrier," and then he said that. I mean, why you take the high road, because everything on this kind of talks for itself. Why is Spurrier even going here? Your team blew a 2-touchdown lead at home. Why do you keep bringing up this game when it's one you clearly should have won, just like the year before here in Knoxville? Why do you keep bringing up something that shows that you're kind of losing it a little bit, or your program is in decline?
Because you're Steve Spurrier, and that's what you do, and that's the reason you don't answer him back. That's sort of his thing. He's carved this niche out of being the kind of joker, poker. I'm gonna get in there jiggy a little bit. and so no, I don't think you answer him back. I mean, just let him talk, because I think Spurrier can just keep it going. Eventually,
he's better at it than
exactly.
Dabo Swinney of Clemson has learned that the hard way. He has tried to fire back at him, and then Spurrier goes into cool mode, and he's like, I don't know why he's all upset about this, or he'll throw another little barb, and Swinney just gets all mad and looks like he's flustered like a kid.
Beat Clemson 5 years in a row somehow.
Yeah. Somehow. But here's the thing, though. We all know this. When Kiffin was firing shots at South Carolina, at Florida, fans ate it up. Most Tennessee, not all, but many Tennessee fans love the fact that they had a guy who would smart mouth back to other guys. Do you think most Tennessee, I agree with you, take the high road. Now, do you think most Vol fans feel the same way?
No.
Or do you think they'd like to see somebody fire a shot back at
I
him?
think they'd like to see somebody fire shots back at Spurrier or anybody that gigs him. I do. I think that's just the way fans are.
Yeah.
So Tennessee or anywhere else.
Agreed.
I bet
Yeah.
the Arkansas fans got a kick out of Bielema saying, "I respect my elders." So I think from the fans' perspective, they like to see their coach fire back, even though they may not be able to do it as well as Spurrier.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the key. You just, if you can play at his level, yeah, maybe you do have a little bit of fun with it. But he could also make you look real stupid at some point too. So maybe just best to be quiet and move on.
And Spurrier talked about how South Carolina saved its season after that. Yeah. Boy, that game did a lot to saving Tennessee season and getting you on the road to being bowl eligible and everything else when you come back and won that one.
Did you hear the Pharaoh Cooper quote? He was asked, does Spurrier ever say anything in the locker room that he doesn't say out public? He said, yeah, he told us he hates Tennessee.
He hasn't forgotten who didn't recruit him, or who didn't have a spot for him, didn't play the right offense for him. I was just thinking, if he did want to say something back, he could have gone with, well, if his team ever beats us, we'll see if he does backflips. That would have been a shot. Or he could have said, well, it makes sense Carolina's paying attention to Tennessee. We've never lost to them since I've been here in Knoxville. There was some little, he could have gone, but.
Well, you can tell that to your team, and there's no microphones around, But when you put that out there, why do you need to give any kind of motivation or rebuttal? What happens speaks for itself.
Chuck, I'm going to go back to 2009. I'm going to look up some old tapes, and we're going to see how you reacted to Lane Kiffin running it, because you liked it.
Well, I never liked him as a head coach, and I said that when he was hired.
But you liked what he said.
Well, back then, yeah, I gave a little bit.
There you go. All right.
That was 2009.
Yeah, you've grown up. Yeah. All right. Very good. Chuck Cavaliers, Jimmy Himes, Bob Hodge, thanks to all of you. And thanks to all of our sponsors like Jinx Logos. Thanks to you for watching. We will see you next Sunday at 11 a.m. on WATE 6 for the Sports Source.